They're going to start it with the Task of Jericho. And it's happening now. The third round, the third task, the third trial of Jericho. Hey, wrestling fans. I am Travis. That is Dalitha. She's out there. She'll be in here in a minute. You'll watch the Wrestling Gab, and it's time for Wednesday night. Dynamite. Dynamite. It's just Dynamite. You have to say it right. If you don't say it right, you can't say it.
Dynamite.
It's not Dynamite. It's Dynamite.
Dinah.
Oh.
Dinah and the mites. Your mites.
Now, will they run a Domino's commercial during this match?
No, because it doesn't have a pizza slicer.
Betrayed. Everyone I've ever loved and pushed them all away.
Because he's a Mexican.
And I have been a slave to the Judas in my mind. Woo! I'm not going to get us copyrighted. I mean, they can try. They might as well hit me with a copyright beat.
Hey, is everybody out there eating chocolate chip cookies?
It is
National Chocolate Chip Cookie Day, bitches. You better be eating your fucking cookies.
How do you get a national day? I want my own day.
I don't know. Fucking dumbass Kobe Bryant has a National Kobe Bryant Day.
They can't have a Kobe Bryant Day. That's dumb.
It is dumb, but they got it. They have it. Butt wipes and their weirdness.
I could see maybe his daughter having one because she died in an unfortunate accident. There he is! Now, is it really him? Does that look like an old man?
Huaven Turd? Oh, Huaven Tood?
Hoovatoot.
Hoovatood?
Hoovatoot Carrero.
Hoovatood.
Is it Queef? I don't know what it is. Is it butt fart? I don't know what his name is.
His name is Vagina Fart. Chris Jericho is a goat. Did you see that person has Chris Jericho's face on the body of a goat?
Well, he is the greatest of all time. A lot of people said that when he won the AEW title. They're like, he's got to be the greatest ever now.
Oh my fucking god, it's Matthew Mudditz. What?
It's like Christmas up in here.
What?
Up in here!
Who is that? Is that Matthew? Hey man, you started school? Did you get a house? What's up?
Tell us all. Tell us everything.
Everything! Everything!
MJF's going to be doing commentary.
We have a lead in the
chat.
chat.
He's ripping up his sign.
Rude.
He spent all night working on that sign. Probably said something clever, too.
He literally rubbed it on his crotch.
He had to wipe his dick with it. His dick cheese.
He literally ripped it
cheese.
and rubbed it on his crotch.
Well, that's what you do. All right, Hoobie from behind. Okay, so this match was a classic in 1997.
So it's already happening. Anyways, we have Alita in the chat, and Roberto's out there. We got Jacob, and of course Matthew Mudditz.
Matthew up in his house.
Nice. We have Ravi with us. Big up the massive. You gotta say it right. He says, what do I gotta say right? Walter's in the chat. Rally's in the chat.
Oh, Hurricane Rana.
Says, hi, Travis. Looking forward to this show. Should be good. Homecoming. Hope you both okay. Love stream. Thanks. Doing fantastic. How are you doing? And, yeah, all that good stuff.
If we reach 1,000 tonight, guys, make sure you tell us, because I'm not really paying attention to the sub count.
Can you tell the sub count when you're not around?
But they come in and go. Not everybody hangs out with us the whole time.
Oh, what? What? What do you mean they don't hang out with us the whole time? What the fuck?
People come and go.
No.
It's
that's not how it works.
Bulldog off the top.
That's not how it works.
From Hoovie. What'd you call him?
Hoovie Turd?
No, that's not what you call him.
Vagina?
I have no idea. You read his name and you said something. Look at this.
I don't know.
Boom! This dude looks like he's 147 years old. He is probably older than Rey Mysterio, to be honest. I think he was wrestling about 10 years before Rey Mysterio.
Something like that. Oh, Walter says, Judas on my mind. Robbie says, yes, need Flanders with singing voice. Ned Flanders with a singing voice. Jacob says, sorry, no cookies.
Old Ned.
Chris says, Everrise from NXT is going to face Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston tonight.
Yeah,
and Walter
it's
says...
a 6-man, isn't it? Isn't it a 6-man? I think it's
maybe.
6-man.
That might be it.
I'm going to have to watch some Ned Flanders and then I can talk like him.
What?
It's on The Simpsons. But I've never watched The Simpsons, really, so I don't know exactly how Ned acts. I know he's a Bible thumper.
He is, and he says, like, weird little things like, oh, fiddle farts or something, fiddlesticks and stuff like that. So he doesn't really swear, and he says, like, weird stuff.
Well, the devil works harder after midnight.
Yeah, that kind of things like that. Chris, Walter says, Fuente Guerra from old WCW. And Matthew Meta says, where is my fucking cookie? I've got a chocolate chip muffin. I'm trans confectionery. Ew, dude, not the same. It's chocolate chip cookie day, people.
Chocolate chip cookies. Everybody go get some and just eat one. You got a few hours left. Even on the East Coast, you still got 4 hours left.
Right. Obviously, D, that tea looks good on you. Brings out your eyes. Oh, my black t-shirt. Yes. The black is my favorite color with some blue stuff on it. Matthew's like, who? I was like, you. Matthew, you. Roberto's like, what?
Crossbody. Jericho.
Walter's like,
One,
boo, MJF. Jacob wants to know if he can beat him up. You know what, dude? I don't know if you can. I mean, I guess you could try, but I don't know how well
Go
it would
ahead.
work
Attack
out for you.
MJF.
Walter says Jim Ross and Tony Schiavone and Excalibur doing AEW commentary. Yes, they are. With MJF out there helping, by the way. Jacob says,
You
sir,
just call
you
him an
need
old
4
fart.
more.
He's like the old fart.
Uh-huh. Walter says Delitha is funny. Too much cookies. I have had 1 cookie. Thank you very much. It was in the shape of a bar, but still a cookie. Matthew's like, LO, I'm still kicked out of school, LOL. I've been in an apartment for several months, and yeah, no STDs, LO. Be careful of the Delta sprinkles. What's the code? LOL.
It's just do this.
That's my code. So, what do you mean you're still kicked out of school? What'd you do? Why aren't you in school? Aaron's back in the chat. I guess he had to do some bathroom runs. Good for you, buddy. Be cool. It's like, good evening, party people. Are you having chocolate chip cookies? Because you know it's National Chocolate Chip Cookie Day. You need to eat chocolate chip cookies.
I feel like chocolate chip cookies should be part of a well-balanced food.
It should. It should. At least once a month you should have a chocolate chip cookie. Raleigh says 996 at minute. Just need a couple. Oh, come on, chat. Press that subscribe button. It's a great stream with Travis the Delete. Always good, entertaining, good stuff. Alita is also in the chat, which I said earlier, but she's saying hi to P-Cola. And Robbie says when Ned sees Homer, he says, Heidi ho, neighbor.
So he's a Canadian. Heidi ho, neighbor.
Kinda.
Howdy ho, neighbor.
Especially if
Howdy
you,
ho, neighbor.
especially if you spell neighbor the way that Ravi does, the English proper way. Neighbor.
Neighbor.
Neighbor. Pickles is evening Alita. Raleigh says, he says, doodly do, Ned Flanders. Yeah. Jacob message retracted. Ravi says, I was hoping Dee would share her cookies. I do not share my cookies with other people except Travis.
I did it all for the cookie.
Alita says, you're the closest neighbor now. Oh, Matthew says, Tamra Messiah Stock is the next WWE Universal Champion. I'm telling you, Kurt passed the torch. Okay.
Okay.
I don't know who that is.
I like predictions.
But did you guys see some news on AEW stuff that Ruby Riott, quote unquote now Ruby Soho, is going to be in AEW?
Looking like she signed a contract.
Possibly contract or just showing up. Who knows? But it sounds like it's
She can't
might be
wrestle
happening.
until after the 30th. So that's her 90 days, I think, is the 31st. So that means she could be on the AEW pay-per-view that's coming up. All Out, All In, whatever it's called. All Out. All In. All Out.
Oh.
Oh,
He's
ripping
ripping
that
open his mask. He's demasking him. Oh. That's exactly what I want to do to people on the street. I'm just teasing.
Just rip their masks
I just want to rip people. Just go up to him and be like, ha! Wrestling move! You're not a luchador!
You probably go to jail for terrorism.
Probably.
That's awesome.
Assault and battery. Oh, Waleed Hajaz is in the chat. Hey, Waleed says, hi, long time no see. Yeah, where you been?
Good to see you in here, though.
And Jacob says, Jahap is making his Cardinals debut tonight.
J.A. Happ? Is that what he's saying? H-A-P-P?
Yeah. Yahap.
It's J.A.
It's Yahap. It's Yahap. Yahap.
Yeah, happening.
Yahap.
Oh, Hurricane. Oh, no, he dropped him down. He's going to put him in the ring of Jericho.
Oh, no. So,
Sit down.
How does he beat him? What?
He's going to tap.
He couldn't pin him.
What?
So it's a submissions?
I don't know what you're saying.
Okay, so he tried to pin him, and then Aubrey was like, you can't do that, and he had to stop.
So is it a submission match?
I guess. That's what I was asking. That was my question. People.
Aubrey's like, you have to break it. Look
Look
at these two old men. In 1997, when I was in school, wee lad,
back in the day,
and watched this match,
when I was a child,
I honestly could have cared less about either of these two. I really didn't even like Jericho until about 2008.
You just made the list!
1, 2, and 3. No!
Walter
so
says,
how can he get a count?
I don't know. That's why I didn't know. Maybe he was doing something illegal. I don't know. Walter says, I heard at SummerSlam WWE fans might have to wear masks.
Yeah, what?
Boo!
I think
Boo!
they're going to run into some problems. And we're still like 3 weeks out, so.
Boo! Piccolo says, my bad. I'm a peanut butter cookie fan. Oh, no, it's fine.
Let's put some chocolate chips in it.
Just put chocolate chips in it. It's fine. Walter's like, yummy, I eat chocolate chip cookies. Nice. And Janelle Jackson's in the chat. Hey, Janelle says, I marked out so hard for Dexter Loomis and his new lady he has. Even though he lost the match, he still got his lady.
I seen that. She attacked him.
Indy attacked him?
Oh, yeah. Just made out with him right in the center of the ring. He's laying down. She's just like,
Ew. Are they like together? Or is it like some weird wrestling
I have no idea.
thing?
It's probably a storyline, but it's all good.
Sure it is.
I definitely understand it because I like both of them.
Matthew's like, I didn't do nothing. I think out loud. You know, sometimes that can get you into a lot of trouble.
Because of the unthawing process, I have no inner monologue.
Robbie says, D, don't be tight. Oh, dude, that's
I bet she shags like a minx. How do I tell her? Because of the unthawing process, I have no inner monologue.
I told her everything. Alita says that didn't sound right. Chris says Adam Cole also can walk into AEW tonight if he wanted to because he has been wrestling for NXT without a contract and still has not renewed. And an NXT contract means you don't have to wait 90 days.
2 and 3. Jericho!
Jericho got the win. I think that guy in the audience is an MJF and he has one of his scarves.
MJF needs to come up with some better hurdles here.
Instead of putting old people against him.
I'm a 78-year-old man wrestling him.
Matthew says Stock won gold medal in wrestling this Olympics.
Oh, yeah? I have not been watching the wrestling. But that makes sense now.
Is it a dude or a girl?
It's a girl.
So she's in the men's wrestling?
Oh, no, there's women.
Oh, okay, but she's really a girl. She has a vagina, like a man, like a in the womb made vagina.
You mean it's not a penis inside out? What are we talking about here? Let me take down my rebel flag outside real quick.
I'm just making sure. I don't know. I have to make sure anymore. I have to ask questions. Very detailed questions.
Just ask what chromosomes they have. Is it a double X or an XY? If you want to go into it that way.
Do they have the right pelvic area? Can they pop out children? Walter's like, AEW will go up in ratings. Maybe.
I think so.
Jacob says, go ahead and take my mask off. Okay. Matthew says, she's pro-America. That's why you didn't hear. Seriously, check her out. Total sweetheart. Oh. Robbie says the ref hesitated on the 3 count.
Yes, always. Maybe thinking he was going to kick out.
Aubrey never hesitates. What are you talking about? Lolita says, my new puppy is very mad right now. I had to put her chewing ass in jail.
Oh.
Yes.
Those fans are literally flipping off MJF right next to him.
He's like, I can't hear you. So what you do with a chewing puppy is that you take away whatever they're chewing on, say no, and then give them something they can chew on.
Yeah, just replace it with our chew
play with
toy.
them with the toy or whatever that can be chewed on, and usually that'll help fix that problem. Just saying. That's what we did with ours, and they never chewed on furniture. Like, we have 3 German Shepherds, and you hear horror stories from people about they ate my shoes. We never had them eat our shoes. Like, they ate
just
one
the
time.
back of mine.
The back little thing.
The little hangy tab that you pull up the back with.
He chewed that off.
He chewed that off.
That was it. I've had one of them tried to chew my rubber phone case. And so he's putting himself as the next
referee.
As the referee of the next thing.
That's what I'm trying to.
So he's going up against Wardlow as his next task then?
How is that even possible?
I don't know. How is it possible? That's just weird. Let's see. Where are my thank yous?
Where's my thank yous from the limos?
Where?
Alright, go away.
He has to help him talk because Andrade doesn't speak very good English.
Oh, it's Guerrero. I forgot.
Hello?
I thought it was this guy in the back. I was like, why is he talking? Oh, Chavo.
Penta says no. Oh, he did the Montombo. Not in my house. They're silly. Let's see. Vindicators in the chat says, Gab, what's happening? Is it Wednesday? You watching Jericho be weird again? Totally. And MJF was weird too. Up next, Eddie Kingston, Moxley, Darby versus somebody. Pickle's like, sure, that counts. Ravi says, D, you're on the list. Am I, though? Jacob says, I was a year old when they fought. Wow. Matthew says, I can't believe WWE dropped Bray. It's been hard to watch wrestling.
Oh, wasn't it heartbreaking?
He wasn't even on, so if you were watching it without him on there, it's different.
Well, she's outside. They're all climbing it.
Save her.
It's like, what are you doing? We're going in to save you. It was a really good plan, too. Well, I can go back in.
And then you could do it again. Oh, Robbie's like, D, are you going to SummerSlam? No. Vindicator says, oh, Travis keeps his own list every other day right beside him there with his drinks.
Yep. Drinks and lists.
Robbie says, would Adam Cole join AEW? I don't know.
Yes, I think he would. I think anybody would if they got the opportunity. And I feel like that AEW might give him that opportunity.
Right. Jacob says, Travis, I will keep you posted on the Cardinals score. Sweet. Walter says Jericho won. He did, Walter. And Matthew says, seriously, though, Tony can't buy all WWE talent without going broke, right? Depends on how much money they're bringing in.
At some point, they've got to slow it down, though.
Mm-hmm. Either that or replace other people.
Either that or replace other people and get rid of normal contracts and do it as a job. Mm-hmm. Like every time you work, you get said amount.
Yeah.
And add another show, a real show.
Yeah.
A 1 hour show on Fridays.
Walter says,
at 10.
Yeah. Walter says in NFL camps they fight. LOL. Not surprising. Matthew says Tamara Mensah stock is a female and she's friggin' an American darling. Oh, right. We'll have to look her up. Walter says boo, Wardlow. And Matthew says stock beat the Nigerians in wrestling. Crazy. Desmond's in the chat. He says yo, yo, yo. Happy Wednesday. Hello and happy Wednesday. Robbie says Jericho still got it in locker. Vindicator says scum-sucking idiots are the bane of MJF life, just like his scarf is the bane of mine. And then there's people in the audience wearing it, and it's going to be everywhere soon. It's probably a very big style. I bet you anything, if you went on some sites, it's like a style.
I need to get one for this winter.
Robbie says it's Thursday morning in the UK. It is.
Yes, it is.
And Alita says she ate a teething bone in a half hour. You need to give her something harder to chew on.
Yeah, you got a rope. My dogs loved ropes. Like just a twisted rope.
Or a real bone. Like a smoked bone from the...
Yeah, like a butcher shop bone.
Butcher shop. For teething. She needs something harder to chew on if she's going through teething bones in a half an hour. Desmond says, yes, Vindicator. And Walter says, AEW good matches wrestling. Anybody can show up. Vindicator said, it's not Wednesday, Desmond. It's Wine's Day. Because that's all MJF does every week is wine.
Wine.
He's a whiner. Walter's like John Moxley's team for the win. Matthew says, I haven't been watching wrestling. It's a big stinker these days. Robbie says, Darby Allin, POS, the best out of the six mans.
Look at these guns over here. Number 10 and number... whatever. John Silver.
Pause or possibly. Lita says AEW has enough egos.
Whoa! They didn't deserve it anyways.
Right.
Oh, they're breaking up.
Huh.
It's just a trial separation.
Oh my god, seriously.
He's dating like 8 guys.
And one of them's a wacko weirdo. Robbie's like, ads on American TV are so random. Like, they're not in other places? Like, is it just our TVs random? Or are they random in other countries, too? Robbie says, don't get it twisted, guys. D has that MJF scarf. I actually don't have that.
She doesn't, or I'd be wearing it.
Yeah, he probably would. If I brought anything home that resembled anything that MJF had, I'm pretty sure it would get confiscated. And I'd never see it again. Robbie says, D, you don't think Darby is any good then?
Not a huge fan. Are you a fan of
Darby?
Darby?
I guess did you ask, is the best? Is Darby Allin possibly the best out of the six mans? Is that what you're saying? I don't like Darby. I really don't think he's that good of a wrestler personally, but that's just my opinion from watching him and other people wrestling.
Darby is the best out of the group. I would say he's probably the second best out of the group. Yeah, he's definitely the second best out of the group. Because isn't John Moxley in this one?
Yes.
Yeah, John Moxley's number
Eddie
one.
Kingston's in it too, isn't he?
Yeah, but he's not better than Darby.
What?
He's better on the mic.
His dad bod might be better than Darby Allin's weirdness. Vinegar says Dark Order as a unit looks like they would thrive in 205 Live.
They probably would. Are you saying they're not very big?
Robbie says, yes, that's what I said about Darby. Ah, okay.
Sing along. I hate this fucking song. You got all the guys in the crowd. It's Rick Vaughn! It's Rick Vaughn!
It's Rick Vaughn! Oh, it's Rick Vaughn! Oh my gosh! Oh wait, no, it's John Moxley.
Oh wait, never mind.
And his sidekick, Eddie
Where's
Kingston.
his glasses? There they are. Oh, he just destroyed that plastic water bottle.
Ooh, what a jerk.
Dominant.
Eddie Kingston's over there, like, giving, like, fist bumps to kids and stuff. Oh my god, so Eddie Kingston with his beard looks just like Danny. Oh my god, oh my god! It's Danny's doppelganger on the TV! Poor Danny.
What's even funnier is Danny would fight him.
Oh, I know he would. You're from fucking Jersey? Bitch, I'll Let's go.
Probably about the same size.
Yeah. Walter says it's Sting and Darby Allin, and Matthew says Rick Vaughn sucks. Walter's like, funny song. Alita says adding Adam Cole ego would be a headache. Probably. Vindicator says, so Darby is not a second coming of Sting. I'm totally shocked.
You could bring him in and put him with his wifey and have him be the ring girl for his wife.
Right?
And just play it just like, Lana to Rusev.
Yeah.
But it would be Adam Cole to her because she's the champion.
Right?
They could play that. He could
play the
Fantastic.
simp. He could totally be the simp. Pico says, wild thing, you make my heart sing, right? Robbie says Sting out there looking like a proud dad. Robbie's like, do you kill me? Laughing. And Walter says, wild thing from that movie. Yes, that's Rick Vaughn.
Yes.
And Vindicator says, and who does Moxley look like? Dean Ambrose?
He does look a little bit like Dean Ambrose.
Yeah,
little fluffier,
kinda,
little less in shape.
More facial hair less hair on top. Kind of weird, but
a little bit more bald.
Stuff like that. So are these like a new group of people?
Yeah, it's called Everrise from NXT. They got fired, and now they're on AEW, and they are 2.0.
Is that what they are?
Yeah.
Were there 3 of them?
Everrise?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Who's the third guy?
His name is Danny Jacobs, I believe. No, Daniel Garcia.
Well, they made sure and got the one out there that likes to get beat up a lot, so it's all good. And boring.
Yeah, Darby likes to just get thumped.
This is why I think Darby Allin isn't a very good wrestler.
He'll tag himself out here. Eddie! Danny!
Oh.
He's like, let's fight. You want to take a swing at me?
Oh.
It didn't even faze him.
He laughs.
Woo!
Oh. Robin says Miro should win tonight.
Yes.
I would hope so against Lee Johnson. I hope so. Matthew's like Darby had potential. But did he?
Darby? He's just got to get a little bit more offense going on throughout the match instead of just getting beat up the whole entire time.
He's tougher than a $2 steak.
Yes. And they've said that since like the 50s. So that would be like an $8 steak now?
Oh, yeah. Definitely has to be $8.
Right around
because that's about the cheapest steak you can get anymore.
Right.
Let's see. Vindicator says Travis based on pure wrestling. Who wins between Eddie Kingston versus Kofi Kingston?
Kofi. I'd have to give that one to Kofi out of just pure wrestling. But on the microphone, Eddie Kingston's better.
Yes. Robbie says, what you talking about, Willis? Darby is holding it down still. Well, yeah, he's holding it down all right.
He just gets beat up a lot. That's it. That's all I'm saying. I don't know what she's saying, but
that's what I said. Why do I have this hair hanging out right here? Where did it come from? Why did it came? So I was leaving work today, and I got in the elevator, and there was, and I'm hoping it was still there when somebody else came to leave. But as I was leaving, there was a spider that came down from our floor, from the ceiling, not inside the elevator. It was on the doorway part of the floor, elevator door part, right? And at the floor. And it was just dangling right there. And it wasn't like a tiny spider. It was kind of a big spider. But it was like very like leggy and twiddly and twiggy looking. I was like, I hope that gets in somebody's face. I'm so mean. Because they don't scare me, so I just want it to happen to somebody else. Because I know every single one of those ladies up there would totally have a fucking meltdown. So yeah, so that was kind of funny. Robbie's like, every ad is just insurance or food. Okay.
Well, so ads have changed since the COVID thing that happened. A lot of advertisers stopped advertising like they were. And they're just slowly starting to come back. But you're right. Yeah, it's basically food, movies, or insurance.
Yeah, because those ones don't need people in their advertisements. The other ones had, like, people acting or something. And so they had to have them wear crap on their face, which is dumb as fuck. And it's like, who gives a shit? Like, I never understood that in the whole ads while they were on. I'm like, yeah, okay, I don't understand why we're doing ads with it in it, though. It's like, stop propaganding crap.
And pharmaceutical pills. You'll see a lot of pharmaceutical
pills. Oh, yeah,
pills.
Drugs. You'll see a lot of drugs. Oh, and the funny part of it is just listen to the side effects. That's the best part.
Although it is funny, yes. Anal seepage.
If you have anal leakage, please stop taking this
just
medication.
Just kicked him right in the back of the knee.
What a jerk. He's like, I never did it. I didn't do it.
John Moxley attacks him from behind out on the outside, which takes Moxley out of the match. Now, Moxley's out of the match.
Yeah, because he's all busy. Darby's over there, so it's fine. Let's see. Alita says those where the money was lost the most. Yeah. Vindicator says, I can tolerate food ads. Food is the key to survival.
Yeah, not that kind of food, but right.
Robbie says, drugs are bad. Okay, whatever. And we have Ayla in the chat says, hey, Ayla.
Ayla.
Or as Vindicator knows her as Henry. Hey, Henry. What's up?
Henry. Old Henrietta.
Old Henry.
Here comes John Mox. Throws Garcia right to the outside. Takes out both a 2.0. That Parker goes outside.
Oh, I thought the skinny guy with the weird pants was part of the 2.0, but he's the other guy.
Yeah, that's Garcia.
Oh. I see. We have Randy, Paula in the chat. Hey, Randy says, hey, all. And Robbie says, word up, Ayla. Ayla's like, what up, thug? Matthew's in here. Look, Matthew's there. Look, Ayla, it's Matthew.
Uh-oh. Paradigm shift. Darby going to come in and hit him with a coffin drop.
Randy wants to know if it's Dean Ambrose versus John Moxley. Who wins?
Who wins that one, huh? I would say Dean Ambrose because WWE would always win. If they had this guys wrestle.
So...
Because Vince isn't going to let one of his guys lose. Plus, he was just in better shape.
So they beat the guy up, and then Darby got to do a coffin drop and won.
Yes.
Lame. Vindicator's like, now it's a party. Yeah, because Ayla / Henry's around. And then Robbie says, Ayla, you chillin'? Yeah, she probably is.
Like a villain.
Like a villain. What'd you make for dinner tonight? Ayla's like, always chilling. I actually worked today, so that was no chilling. Oh, you worked? What?
Without chill.
Robbie says, Randy, you could take them both. Alita says, that would be interesting. Moxley is Ambrose. Ayla says, I am the party.
They get to hang out with Sting. Probably just gave him the Delta variant.
I'm sure Eddie Kingston has it.
Because he's
from New Jersey. It's a dump, so.
This place is a dump. You sure it's not Jersey? FTW. F the world.
Ooh. Is it?
When are they going to see that fight? Or is that going to be in September? Is that going to be the 5th?
Maybe.
They put Brian Cage by himself. Arguably the worst talker in wrestling.
He's did okay there.
Yeah, because it was recorded. It probably took 14 takes.
Hey! It probably only took like 11. Don't be mean. It's Christian Cage versus
up.
The Blade up next.
The Christian
Cage versus The Blade. Alita says, I had pad thai and barbecue with GS. Nice.
Nice.
Pad thai and barbecue.
You forgot
That's
to say with the bunny.
I didn't forget. I left it out on purpose.
I feel like that should be the main event. The bunny, just by herself.
Num nums? Well, you know, when you're a shark, you do tend to want to eat food.
So is this movie just going to be on?
It's in theaters and HBO Max. Yay! HBO Max.
Might have to watch that.
Yeah.
Watch
Chris
it after
says,
this.
so we got discount Young Bucks and discount Zack Sabre Jr. out there. They lost. Yes.
Yes. Gone.
Ella says the kids hung out with their grandparents and I came in to do inventory. Sounds like a fun thing.
How many pieces of meat did they have?
Randy says, yeah, did it have enough to make a cow?
Right. Could you have put it back together?
Randy says, now AEW has a lot of talent, but AEW do not have Dewdrop. She is beautiful. They got a lot of others, though. Vindicator's like, dang, Ayla, who works for a living? LOL, not us millionaires, that's for sure.
If you like Dewdrop, you'll love Nyla Rose. And Carmen. Or Awesome Kong.
Right.
What?
Because we want to put Dewdrop and Nyla Rose in the same category.
They both injure other wrestlers, so yes. So I'm going with it.
Oh, okay. Robbie says Darby needs to hit the weights. Randy's going to be right back, and Robbie says Ayla on the grind. Ayla says the cost of daycare, I have to stay home. Alita says that would be a great bipolar match. 1,000 subscribers. Hey, all. Hey.
Hello.
Hey, Vindicator says, hurry up, Randy. The chat ends in 20 minutes. And Vindicator's like, hey, future spammer.
Future spammer.
Is there a bug on me?
Is it your spider in the elevator?
No, it's not.
We'll follow you home.
Why would he follow me home? He probably had a great time there. There's gnats all over the place because of people in
I
there.
had some weird worm thing on me earlier today.
Why would you have worms on you?
I don't know, it was a weird worm.
Did it come out of your butt? Do you have worm
Worms?
butts?
Maybe.
Butt worms?
Won't know until I sleep. They'll come out.
You know how you tell? Just put a piece of tape on your butthole.
Is that how they do it? And then
So
they
you
die?
can tell if you have worms. So like yourself, because if you don't have anybody else to do it for you, then they'll get stuck to the tape.
Oh, okay. I'm like, how would that... Okay, I get it.
And then you'll know if you have worms.
What's going on? Why?
I don't know. Retardedness is happening.
Kenny Omega might be the most uncoordinated person.
So
ever.
did they win their tag titles back or something?
Did they ever lose them that I'm aware
Oh, I thought they lost them.
They've
They
been-
hadn't been wearing them, so I wasn't sure.
Oh, the Good Brothers. Yeah,
Yeah.
they might have. I thought you were talking about the Young Bucks.
No, I'm talking about the
Yeah, the
other
Good Brothers
dweebs.
must have won them. What is Gal... Like, seriously, is he a genie?
I don't know what's going on.
He's the all-powerful genie. Is that a line from Troy? Shut up.
Shut up, Brandon, or whatever his name is.
Yeah, Brandon Cutler.
Mm-hmm. 1000's like, all apart from Randy, you shut up. Don't tell people to shut up. It's not nice. Robbie says, is the Blade any good?
Yeah, I like the Blade and the Butcher. They're better as a team.
Ayla says, we got a new system, so today we went through all the cheese. Took 4.5 hours, lots of cheese. I don't know how well do meat, probably everything by weight.
That's crazy to think that there's 4 hours worth of cheese.
That sounds amazing.
How much cheese do you have? About 4 hours.
How much cheese do you have? Approximately 4.5 hours of it. That's an amazing amount of cheese.
Freaking
Matthew says AEW is a discount ECW with a WCW budget. That's kind of mean.
With an ECW budget? Is that what he said?
Uh-huh.
That's not
AEW is a discount ECW with a WCW budget.
Uh-oh.
Matthew says, you don't look like a frog. And Ayla says, I am Toad. Randy says, Dewdrop is the hottest woman in history of wrestling. And Robbie says, Ayla, you defo are. And Ayla's like, Toad. Randy's like, Dewdrop could be supermodel with her looks. And Ayla says, because they crawl out of your butt at night to lay eggs and do worm things.
It is party.
Matthew's like, Princess Toad on a stool. And he's like, that's Pepe, no white supremacist frogs in here. Ribbit. Robbie says, haha, the Cookie Monster t-shirt. I refuse to say anything about his stupid attire. Randy says WWE should build its roster around Dewdrop. I don't understand that, but okay.
What?
Vindicator's like, acknowledge me! A public service announcement from a Roman Reigns protege. Now back to your regularly scheduled AEW Swindlers programming.
So some parent brought their child, and their child does not want to watch the wrestling, so they're turned around looking at their mom with headphones on because it probably hurts our ears. So maybe you shouldn't bring your small children to wrestling events.
That's just weird. But, I mean, people do that kind of stupid crap all the time. Like, bringing your kid to, like scary or loud movies in the movie theater. Like, newborn babies. They'd bring them. And then they'd cry. And then they'd be all like, why is everybody all upset? And it's like, bitch, because you shouldn't have your fucking kid here. That's why.
I shouldn't have a life. No. You have a kid.
You have a kid, you don't get lives. Once you have kids,
Whoa.
You don't get a life. Unless you leave your kids at home.
Just lock them in the closet.
Yeah,
They'll be fine.
They'll be fine for a while.
Don't do that. Wrestling Gab does not condone that. I actually had a neighbor that would do that. She'd go to the casino, and she'd lock the kids, and she turned the doorknob backwards and locked them in their bedrooms. And she'd leave about 9:30 and not get home till 2 or 3.
In the afternoon?
No.
Oh, at
this
night?
is all at night, yeah.
Oh. It's still terrifying. I mean, they should be in bed and stuff, but still.
It was an apartment complex, so I think she was like, well, if it started on fire, somebody would do something.
How,
how would they even know?
They wouldn't know your kids were in there. I mean, the only way you'd know is if you knew her weird habits.
Right.
And her car wasn't there. And then you'd be like, well, our kids are probably there.
Well, we all knew, but we weren't supposed to. But
Right. It says, I don't know why you thought I look like a frog, but I'll take it. I hopefully a step up from poop. Chris says, come on, Everrise, interrupt Bucks. Randy says Dewdrop versus Becky Lynch with Dewdrop winning. Yeah, because she crushed her arm.
Look at the bunny getting up in Christian's face.
Matthew says, you throw bricks. Ayla's got strong-armed. And Walter's like, hey, Ayla. And Ayla's like, hi, Walter. Walter says Christian Cage will win.
Yes.
Even though he's distracted by the bunny?
It would be hard to wrestle with her around.
Well, especially if she's yelling in your face. Lolita says they are wearing bed sheets. Ah, is that what that is?
What the fuck?
Matthew says...
What are we talking about? Who has bed sheets on?
The Young Bucks and the other guys. The other two, the Good Brothers. The Young Bucks outfits were way worse. They were wearing bed sheets.
Huh.
It was the design.
Oh.
Matthew says, isn't the Uso kid in his 4th DUI? Yes.
Who knows?
Brandy says, thumbs up. Who likes
look who
Dewdrop?
it is.
Robbie says, Ayla, you would take anything. Ha ha.
Layla
Alita's
Hirsch.
like, they don't do 3 strikes in Florida.
They do it by case. So after your 5th one, you're fine.
Ayla's like, Oz and Indigo have never been to a movie theater, so I agree, don't bring your kids to a movie theater. I mean, if it's for kids, you know, and your kids are old enough to, like, at least kind of sit there, you know, it's fine, right? And it's a kid movie, great. Bring your kids. But if it's an adult movie and you're bringing your newborn baby because you might have to slap out your breast and feed it, please don't. I don't want to see that, and I don't want to hear it. I want to hear the fucking kid crying its eyes out. You're trying to watch a movie and that's all you get. I'd be like, so, please. Like, can somebody, like, take your child away from you? Consider that bad parenting.
You're a Karen. Wouldn't that be what a Karen is? Somebody that complained about somebody else?
Well, then that's everybody.
Oh, right. It's today's culture is Karen.
Matthew says the kid and mom epitomizes my claim that AEW is ECW with a WCW budget, i.e. pizza cutter. That was a dude that was in a different thing that they brought because MJF told Jericho he had to have that as
Nick
whatever
Gage.
you call it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that guy. Vinegar says, I want to hear a list of all the things Wrestling Gab does not condone. Like anything that...
Any joke that we say.
I don't condone doing anything.
We do not condone anything that we say.
It says, Ravi, what? WTF. Randy says, thumbs up if you think Doudrop is better than Nikki Bella.
Nikki Bella?
Big Boot Bella?
Not
Not the Big Boot Bella. Mm-mm.
Maybe Brie. Brie she injures people too.
Alita says the old WCW had a limitless budget. Robbie says, Ayla, you lost me now. Walter's like, on Friday I'll be here for SmackDown at 8 p.m. Still here until 9 for AEW. Gotta work the next day. Yeah, you gotta work. Robbie says, Ayla, I'm confused with what you said. Randy says, WCW was crap.
WCW had whatever they wanted because Ted Turner, all he cared about was beating Vince. And he owned all of Turner Enterprises, so he just put it under Turner and said, go to work.
Yep.
So when it finally went under, because it did, because he sold, they had to write it off, and it was something like $200 million they had to write off. that he was just like throwing at him. And then Vince bought it for like $3 million.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Yeah. And here's like, what's WCW? We can't wait.
Basically.
Yes.
It was a pretty good product in its prime. They just kind of drug it there towards the end. The last like 4 years was kind of a little bit tougher to watch, but it was just because they drug it through the mud.
Randy says next week, Raw, 3 hours of Doudrop, the biggest Raw in history. Wow. It looks like
How big's Doudrop? About 3 hours.
About 3 hours.
How much cheese do you have? About 4.5
4.5
hours.
Walter's like, get a babysitter, peace and quiet, have baby stay at home. Yeah, exactly. Matthew Meditz is giving us an eggplant, and Ayla says no. Randy's like billionaire Ted sketch epic. Skith. Robbie says Nikki Bella is better than most of the current WWE roster, but not better than Bailey, Binks, or Cross. Ayla says, what part was confusing? You said something hitting a line, and I said WTF.
Ouch.
Ravi's hitting lines? Dude.
Don't be doing lines.
Don't do that.
We do not condone lines.
We do not condone lines. Not in the least. Ever. And Randy says, I think Doudrop is beautiful.
No powdering your nose.
That's fantastic, Randy. Nobody's saying that you shouldn't think she's beautiful. Everybody has their own opinion about who they think is pretty. As Matthew said, he would love a linge. I think he meant line, but it came out a little wrong. So, he corrected it. I like linge better. It's like a hinge, but different. Vinegar's like, Bailey is so overrated, just like CM Punk. Oh, Vin.
You're going to get yourself in trouble.
Walter's like, if Ric Flair goes to AEW, he can be a manager. How about no?
I have
enough.
I have a feeling that could happen. Wait till they cut Charlotte next week. And then in 90 days, Oh. She shows up with her dad as her manager. He'd be like, oh, God.
Run away!
Ashley Flair.
Run away.
Isn't that her real name, Ashley?
I think so.
Ashley Flair.
It was like getting close to hitting a line. What? Ew. As Matthew says, I got excited lines. Well, I can imagine because you were bad in school, so they probably did give you a lot of lines.
Keep drawing on the chalkboard.
Just hopefully it's not like Harry Potter lines, where when you draw it and you write it, it writes into your hand.
I shall not tell lies. I shall not tell lies.
Brittany says, Bailey is a good wrestler, but Dewdrop is beautiful. Rob is like, Ayla, do you ever make sense? I don't know if she can make sense, but she has sense.
She's got like 2 or 3 of them. Is he popping him in the top of the forehead?
Well, he's popping him in the brainium because he has no hair up there.
Hit him in the crown.
He's like, let's hope you can't have babies. Here you go.
Look at him just standing on his back. Flips over the top.
He's like,
smacks him right in the kisser.
He's like, I really needed that adjustment. Thank you so much.
Kicks him to the side. Up on the top.
It's like, that makes sense. You just don't get it. And Brandy says, Vindicator true. CM Punk was and is overhyped. I always wanted to be John Cena. Matthew says, Rick James lines 5 fingers in the face spells bitch. Oh, sorry. Rick James, bitch.
I'm Rick James, bitch. David Chappelle.
Fucking David Chappelle. I'm Rick James, bitch. The guy who cracks me up. It looks like spare change. Anyone would have any spare change? We have Roll in the chat. Hey, Roll says, hello, Kai's how how are you?
Hello.
Great, hi.
Oh, shit,
How's
he
it
almost
going?
didn't get him over.
Sorry,
1, 2, and
language.
throw.
I'm a terrible person. Alita's like 50 cents. Ravi says, Ayla, a whole lot of sense. And Vindicator's like, no, Ayla, coins are so annoying. But I'm sure that's not what you really meant.
Pops it down. Blade.
Matthew says, I just spent my last quarter in a dryer that doesn't work.
Oh.
That's just not fun. My God. He's trying to get that turnbuckle thing off there so badly. He's like, oh, hey, I'll just grab this thing I've got.
Oh, I see what he did. Oh, they get speared. 2 and 3.
So why did he take his hand and shove it under him? So that the ref couldn't see him cheating?
Yeah.
Or did he steal it like what's-his-face did so he can punch him in the face with it?
Who knows?
Oh.
Ew.
He's like, I'm going to use your apron to wipe myself off with. My frog pants.
Yeah. His frog pants. He's a frog man. I don't remember that.
I do. I just didn't know. I just didn't see how it happened. So I didn't know that he got stuck on something that ripped him open. But I saw the aftermath. He was gone for a while because he was on the sidelines, trying to get it so the bleeding to stop because it was so bad.
Death couldn't stop him.
But yeah,
I watched my friend almost die.
he almost died.
This should be the last show from Daly's Place. That's quote unquote from AEW. We'll see how that plays out.
Well, it depends on if they can still go around, right? And
with
go places.
The Delta variant.
With their weirdness. Just let it go, people. Rennie says if Ric Flair goes to AEW, then Hogan, Hall, Nash, Waltman will all go there.
Oh, no. DMD on her back.
Oh, this is her hometown?
Maybe.
Or because she's going to be in Pittsburgh next Wednesday.
JR's wife passed away, it sounds like.
What?
He just said his late wife. He was talking about his late wife.
Oh, dang it.
I don't know how long ago that was.
Huh. Let's see. Ow.
Those two need to do a calendar.
Not sure I really want to see Britt Baker's face on
You
a calendar.
could airbrush her face off.
You'd have to, because it's hideous.
You put like a tiger on it.
Yay for you. Robbie says Cage for the win, and then he did. And Ayla says y'all are something special. Haha. Matthew says I solve your problems for only $3.50. And Walter says yes, Cage won. Robbie says Flair is
Red
way
Velvet
past
coming
it
down.
now. And Randy says my dog just did the smelliest fart ever. Damn, she stinks.
Oh, that'll clear a morgue.
It was like, imagine if my name had 4 A's. A-A-L-O-A-A. A-A-L-A. Robbie says, Ayla, you're the special one. Matthew says, Randy, what you feed it?
Look how tall she is. She might be smaller than Zelina.
She might be tiny. Yeah. Depends on how much Britt Baker has on heels, though, too.
I'm looking at the rope height.
Ew, 3 minutes? Wow, it took you that long? Jeez. Brawl says AEW finally India TV deal sign Eurosport. Oh, cool, man. That's awesome. Randy says curry Matthew. Ew, don't feed her curry. I wonder if she's got the farts. Robbie says B-Tech style Uso promo. Vindicator's like back in 20. Matthew says LMFAO. That's your fault, lava farts, right? Alita says we have 4,500 new cases. Cool. Robbie says is WWE rings bigger than AEW rings? No, they're same. They're just standard.
That's a tough one. You know what? I don't know how big the rings are. About 22 feet, maybe? I don't know. 18?
Yeah, but I don't think one's bigger. I don't think WWE rings are bigger. Hang it. I was like, Ellie, you love to troll
There it
through
is,
the
the
chat.
13th.
She does.
Oh,
Let's go.
her hometown. Next Friday.
Pittsburgh? Okay.
She just tried to break her other hand. Oh, shit. She just swung a crutch right at her.
What is she doing with that crutch?
Oh, she kicked her in the shin.
She's like, I can't grab
And a
her with
curb
that
stomp.
hand. She tried to grab her with her other hand, but she can't grab because the way that those things are.
Is she putting it down in her throat?
Trying to. Just kick her in the crotch. She was right there. She could have just kicked her right in the crotch and lifted her up like that. It would have been hilarious.
Nothing funny about crotch kicking.
It is too. She could have just literally put her whole foot against her crotch and just lifted her up like that. She has boots on that are like docks, so they're about maybe 1.5 inches high. So she's not that much taller than she is next to her. So Randy says, I also feed her chips, chicken, burgers, dog food, and bacon. Let's see. Robbie says, does Baker deserve that title?
Uh-oh, he found somebody this can. Fire in the soul fire. Oh.
That's not what you said the job offer
The job changed. Oh! He's fired already.
Oh, he's not going to shine his shoes. Is he going to take off his...
No. He's
Oh, jeez. This is just weird.
I mean, they're obviously trying to do a heel turn, but it's better to do it with somebody people who know. Like, pick on somebody that somebody knows. This dude doesn't even exist.
I don't know him.
No.
I didn't even call him at home. Oh, we hear from Hangman Page up next.
Page up next.
It's happening. He's going to do stuff.
Like, even that would be a better one. Page and Andrade.
Yeah.
What is it that you want? I want your sex.
As Randy says, I hope my dog don't poop because she is a
sex
Saint
is
Bernard. Wouldn't you just take her outside to go to the bathroom? Well, there's like, go promo, fight, LOL. And Ayla says, I am the troll. I don't know. Matthew says,
I'm the walrus.
Right. Crutch lift, LOL.
Crotch.
I said crotch, but his is CRUTCH. That's crutch. Robbie says, hop along, just got done. Walter says, okay, bye guys, see you Friday for SmackDown. Bye, Walter. Thanks for hanging out with us. Randy says, right, I'm off. Good night from Scotland. Night, Randy.
See you, boss.
Hopefully you can air out your home.
Take
Matthew
the puppy
says,
outside.
she identifies as a toad. Y'all ain't amphibians. Chris says, not the best Baker promo tonight, but whatever. It says, what else do I have to do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday? I don't know. Watch your children. I'm just kidding. Count cheese.
Get us 4 or 5 subscribers.
Tell people about us. What kind of cheese? Is there good cheese? Do they have good cheeses? Is it worth it? Is it worth the money to pay for some of the cheese?
Do they have like a $700 wheel of cheese? One of the, what's that called? There's like a cheese that's like $700 a wheel.
Yeah. Okay.
You ate a whole wheel of cheese? Not even mad. That's kind of impressive.
Chris says, Andrade, like, the fuck is this pendejo? It was like, apparently I identify as a toad. Don't assume my genes, right? Robbie's like, Britt made hop along look a right mug. And Matthew says, I apologize for my microaggression, unidentified amphibian. Robbie says, Ayla, do you have any hobbies? Ayla says, I am the Eggman. They are the egg men. I am the walrus. Goo goo gajoob. And Jacob says, hey Travis, the Cardinals are winning.
Good deal. Did Arenado get an RBI or a home run? Or both?
Matthew says, depends on the will. What would you do with 35 pounds of Parmesan? Travis would do nothing with it because he doesn't eat cheese. Unless it's goat cheese.
I could shred it and give it to people.
I have gotten him goat cheese and he has eaten goat cheese.
I'll eat goat cheese. But then she stopped getting it for me because she hates me. But
I don't hate you. It's a matter of you got to find other things to put it on. Ooh, you could probably eat it with your apples.
No, I can't. That doesn't even sound... You don't put a liquid with a solid.
Yeah. Apples are solid and so is the cheese.
Apples aren't really solid. They're juicy.
Okay, well, you have to chew them. You don't just put them in your mouth and swallow them.
What's going on here?
Oh, it's these dorkwads. Yay.
The whole NBA here.
Great. The loser people. It looks like I used to have hobbies, but now I just cry in the shower with the lights off until Wrestling Gap comes on. Sounds about right.
It cries for like 40 hours at a time.
Olivia says, eat a lot of pasta. Jacob says...
We've been on for 2 years and we haven't missed any shows, so you can just go back through our archives. You should be fine. You should never have to cry again.
That's right.
You won't be able to communicate with
Alita
us.
is going to eat a lot of pasta. That's what she would do with 35 pounds of Parmesan. Jacob says, Nato hit a 3-run homer.
Nice.
It says, we do have huge wheels of cheese. I don't know the price or cost. Robbie says, when the Gab reaches 1K, Dia is going to wear her MJF scarf and sing Nia Jax's theme song. Wouldn't that be a conflict of interest?
Can't do Nia Jax. It has to be Nyla Rose. Or Jericho's.
How about none of them?
Jericho's is funner.
Vinegar says, goat cheese sounds terrible, just like Limburger.
I don't know what that is. Is that a blimp that burned?
Limburger cheese is a stinky cheese. Matthew says, how many plates of spaghetti can 35 pounds of Parmesan garnish? Depends on how much Parmesan you like on your pasta.
At least 2 cheeses.
Because I've seen people put like tons and tons of fresh grated Parmesan on their pasta when they go to places. Like, Olive Garden or Italian restaurants or whatever, and they're like, how much cheese do you want?
So obviously they're keeping this going. They said that they had no plans for making this happen. But it looks like they're still pushing it. Dave Meltzer's full of shit.
Why?
Dave Meltzer said they're not going to do this match at the pay-per-view.
I don't think Dave Meltzer knows what
but
he's
they're
talking
still
about
pushing
half
it.
the time. Jacob says it's only the third inning too, and Chris says heel turn. I don't know, maybe.
No losers, no failures. Oh, smacked him! Now remember, the Dark Order cannot come out and help. Well, they can, but he doesn't want them to. What are they wearing?
Bed sheets.
When you said that, I thought they were in like clan outfits or something. I'm like, why are they wearing bed sheets?
Well, they decided that.
Well, it's just Dave Chappelle on Undercover Brother. Give me a sheet. I'm joining the clan.
Give me a sheet. I'm joining the clan. Oh, they're like, no, you can't help him. That's too funny. Ayla's like, goat cheese isn't bad. It's salty, but it's okay. Blue cheese is disgusting. Matthew's like, mold. And Ayla's like,
what are they going to do here? V-trigger. Double V-trigger.
Bobby says,
2 of them
has a strong taste and gives you hella breath.
3 of them.
I know a person who's extremely allergic to blue cheese. They have to like have an EpiPen for it and stuff. It's really funny.
Frank Kazarian, the elite hunter, in there by himself cleaning the ring. Dude's obviously going to die. Why is Frank Kazarian even out here?
I don't know. He's his own rogue. And so he's trying to be helpful.
Oh, no. Now there's people that are mad. Oh, shit. Hit him with a basketball. You ever been violently hit with a basketball like that?
I've actually had a basketball hit me in the face before.
Like that old lady on the show. Mm-hmm. On that.
Not quite that bad, probably.
That's pretty funny.
My brother threw it at my face.
Hey, look. He's got a Cookie Monster shirt on.
That's what somebody said earlier.
And it's chocolate chip day.
I know, and I refuse to talk about it because he's a loser.
But he likes chocolate chips. Cookie. Are you hearing their music? Elite. Elite.
Oh my god.
They have their own theme music.
Wow, this
Lee
is up next.
Johnson.
The Miro versus Lee Johnson match
Johnson.
is up next. Nice. Let's see. Alita says, I agree with blue cheese, a strong taste and gives you hella breath. Matthew says, fart shit, nice. And Ayla says, we have a pink port wine cheese. It's literally pink. Cool. Sophie's in the chat saying, hi, guys. Alita says, hi, Sophie. Vindicator says, Omega getting slapped is the only good promo he could ever do. Matthew's given some weird thing. Sophie says, do you hear that the WWE might go back to the Thunderdome because of Unicorn Sprinkles? Nope, haven't heard anything.
I haven't heard it, but I would not surprise me.
They're all a bunch of posts. Ayla says, I have to go back Friday. I'll take pictures and send it to you if you care or I remember. Yes, I want to know about the pink cheese.
Get her some pink cheese for her wine.
I don't want the pink cheese. I just want to see it. I can always go in there and, look at their cheese.
Why don't you go get some cheese?
When my mom was alive and they had it, it was called something off the block or whatever. And it was actually in the Kingport Junction down on 1st. Mm-hmm. It was like cut off the block or cut off the old block or something like that was what it was called. The cheese. It was just the cheese. And they had a restaurant in there, and that wasn't their restaurant. It was another restaurant. My mom and I would go in there and eat when I worked at that roofing company down there. Anyways, we go in there and they made the best burgers. Like, their burgers are so good. And they made fresh cut fries, and stuff like that. Well, we'd go by the cheese place and I'd get Mom some cheese because she liked different cheeses. Like, she really liked, like, Swiss cheese kind of tasting cheeses. And I'm not a huge fan of those kind of cheeses.
Here comes Mira.
But she would like to eat it with cheese and crackers and her wine. Like, that's what she would have as a snack. So, I get it, But there's cheeses that I'm just not a huge fan of. Matthew's like, Kenny is a tool. Totally. Alita's like, sheets. Yep. Arriva says blue cheese is slang for weed also. And, okay, not in our country, but all right.
Blue cheese.
Sophie says Adam Cole could show up on AEW television after August 22nd since he doesn't have a non-compete clause.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
we'll see if it happens.
That's a lot of days away.
Bring in Adam Cole and have him go one-on-one with Daniel Bryan, maybe at the pay-per-view or something.
Right.
Vinny
Cage says, no, I didn't hear that, Sophie, but I want to hear every rumor you uncovered tonight. Ayla says, not here. Keep your stupid slang to yourself, Rafi. Rafi's like, D, don't hate on the man's tea. Matthew says, who doesn't like chocolate chips? Nazis, that's who. P-Cola doesn't really like chocolate chip cookies. He said he only likes peanut butter cookies.
Only peanut butter.
He enjoys peanut butter cookies.
Miro.
And then we told him to put chocolate chips in them, and then they would be chocolate chip cookies.
Lee Johnson just ran right at him. It got taken right off his feet.
Miro's like,
Lee.
yeah, do it again. It was nice.
Will Lee Johnson get any offense?
That's a
AEW
good
usually
question.
allows it. They don't usually job anybody. But
Right.
Miro's just too much. He just stomped on his arm.
He did. He probably broke it. Sophie says, I don't have that many rumors tonight like I usually do. Ravi says, Ayla, harsh. Ayla's laughing and Matthew's like, shaka bra. Ayla says, I deemed clean the display case so you can actually see what we have. Fish off the old block. Not sure what it was before. Yeah, that's what it was. Fish off the old block. That's what it was. Because they had fish and cheese. Ravi says, Ayla, you are mean. She takes after my own heart with her meanness. Sophie says there is talks that states might go back into lockdown again, and if that happens, it will affect both SummerSlam and All Out. And if they do, they're stupid.
You're right. And there are talks about it. I think what they're trying to do is what the media does, is scare everybody so they get more vaccinations out because there's an agenda to get more people vaccinated. And so they want to see what they can do to get everybody vaccinated. So it's going to be a big scare tactic to get people vaccinated. But it's working because they said that vaccinations are going up again. And they were stagnant, so. But you cannot watch the news without panicking about something. So I said the only way to get rid of the Delta is do this.
Yep. That's why I don't watch the news. Fear-mongering, fear-mongering, fear-mongering. It's all it is anymore is fear-mongering. Tyranny and fear-mongering.
So I was watching a news channel. And you guys just agree with me or disagree with me. I'd like to hear. It doesn't matter what the news is, right? But the reporter said, I'm not going to repeat what they said because I don't agree with it. Right? Don't you just report the news?
Yeah.
Period.
Not your fucking opinion.
Whether you agree with it or not.
Mm-hmm.
Am I wrong there? Anyways, that's.
I don't think you're wrong.
That's my 2 cents.
Because
I just feel like
you
report what's happening.
You're not supposed to.
And not have an opinion.
Yeah, you're not supposed to have an opinion. As somebody who broadcasts the news, you're supposed to report the fucking news. Word for word what they said. Who cares what your opinion is? I don't give a flying fuck what your opinion is.
Yeah, I'm not gonna quote it because I don't agree with what they had said. And I'm like,
quoting it doesn't mean you agree. Are they dumb?
Like, I just didn't understand. Wow. Like after I had heard it, I was like, wow, wait, is that?
Wow, they're retarded.
So you're not gonna tell people what was done? So you're just gonna make them assume it was worse?
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Wow. Anyways, Vinegar said Ayla and Ravi have that school teacher detention student dynamic. Vinegar says, or maybe Shy Girl making fun of class clowns who's too cool for school. Chris says, can you imagine Miro versus Walter, LOL? And Sophie says, Adam Cole got a lot of thinking to do for the next 18 days. Does he re-sign with the WWE or does he go to AEW? Totally. He's got other choices.
It really is just going to depend on money. Mm-hmm. And he would probably fit better in with Impact.
Yeah.
Or New Japan.
Robbie says, Vindicator, I'm just taking the P-I-double-S. I'm joking. Alita says, my favorite cheeses are Havarti and mild cheddar. Vindicator says, yep, what you said, Ravi. And Sophie says, I love chocolate chip cookies. Well, it's chocolate chip cookie day, so you better eat some chocolate chip cookies because that's what today is. Matthew says, I've been talking about this fid for the last 2 months. I needed a break from the news. Yeah. Ravi says, D, you're defo more mean than the witch and the lion, witch and the wardrobe. Cool. Matthew says, I agree. T-Rex. Indicator says, by the way, Travis, your guy Miro has fallen off the radar in recent weeks. And Matthew says, yes, sir. Sophie says, both WWE and AEW are already thinking about what to do if things go back to the way it was a year and a half ago.
Yes, absolutely. I think that's exactly... They've got to have a contingency plan.
Right.
Florida, their governor is probably going to be running for president, so Florida's not locking back down.
Neither will Texas.
Yes, and
Texas,
Cruz there, right?
Texas, the governor of or the mayor or governor,
governor,
whoever of the governor of Texas, literally said they were never going to do it again. Right. He said it was bullshit that they even did it in the first place. So they
can tour through Texas and Florida, but is any other state on board like that? Maybe Idaho.
They should be.
You can get AEW in Idaho.
That'd be cool.
So like, we're coming to a high school gym near you.
They could be at the, whatchamacallit, on ISU campus, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, they could do a lot. I don't know if they would fill that up. That's why I was saying high school gyms.
But they can do it smaller, because they do it for other stuff there, too. Ravi says, Matthew says, it's your channel, brah. And Ravi says, most news these days is just clickbait. Anyways, Alita says, I don't watch the news either. Minicare says, opinions and propaganda drive up ratings and revenue for all cable news outlets. Sad state of reality.
You know, Paul Harvey tried the news, but he wanted to do a news where it was very positive and people liked it, you know, like it was positive. Anyways, didn't work. Nobody watched it. He didn't get any ratings. So he started doing the news. And As the news. And
instead of his
opinion.
Worked,
and Paul Harvey became one of the most famous news people of all time.
Yeah, because it was the news. It wasn't his opinion.
Well, I'm just saying that it was still negative.
Right, but people thought it was his opinions, and it's not his opinions. It was just the news.
Right.
The shit that's happening. As they should. That's what the news was about.
He told a lot of sad stories. Oh, Miro saves Lee Johnson's life.
His noggin, that's for sure. Matthew's like, just beer, careful. You're about to be monetized. Beer, that's me. Be careful.
Yeah.
Sophie says, I don't watch the news at all. I only watch it when it is on before SmackDown or Raw. I've
been watching it quite a bit because of the damn Olympics, and they take like a half-hour break and put in our local news. So I don't turn it off.
I made him mute it the other day. I was like, I do not want to listen to this shit. I was like, I don't care if you leave it on this channel for your Olympics later, but I seriously don't want to listen to this crap.
I'm pretty sure the Olympics are over.
They're over the 8th.
Well, I know. Any sport that I give a shit
want to watch,
is
yes,
pretty much
it's
over.
probably much over. Chris says, I mean, I only watch local news, but even that can't be true. I don't watch any news. Like, it's all dumb. Ravi's like, Travis, who's the top guy in AEW?
Ooh. Kenny Omega? He's the
champion, but I don't know if I consider him a top guy anymore. He's kind of a
I
piece
really,
of crap.
really like Cody. I think Cody could run, be a top champion for a while. But he did lose a match where he could never try to fight for a title again. I don't know if that's still in existence, but they could do something there. Lance Archer, Miro. I don't know what they're doing with Andrade. Andrade could do something, but he hasn't done anything yet, so I'm not going to put him in there. Brian Cage, if they decided to push him hard enough. But I think they like what they're doing with Omega, so they're not going to push anybody else right now. It's kind of like WWE. WWE painted themselves into a corner. They got 2 guys, and that's all they have now.
Yeah.
They got Bobby Lashley and Roman, and they can never have them lose championships. So they're basically going to be champions for like years. Because they have no one else on their roster.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
At least AEW, if they decided to, or if Kenny got hurt, they could go with somebody else.
True.
If Roman got hurt tomorrow, they'd be like, when are you going to be back? But if it was something serious where he was going to be out 6 months or something, like an ACL, they'd have to put Drew McIntyre over there or something.
Yeah.
They have no one else.
Yep, it's true. They don't.
I guess they got Big E.
Yeah.
But Big E's not going to be the guy that carries the company.
Right. But, the top guys in AEW, there's actually quite a few of them that they could put in those positions. I mean, Hangman Adam Page isn't like somebody that you wouldn't consider. And the only reason why he is where he's at is because of what they've done with some of his storyline stuff. Otherwise, he could be a top guy. And
he's one of the most popular guys on the roster. I'm not a huge fan, but people are, and people love that dude.
Yeah. But they have other guys, too, that people really, really like.
Gonna end it with the accolade. They don't call it that anymore, but Lee's done. Miro!
Tap, he's just done.
I think Miro could be a top guy. He could be a champion.
Well, and he is a champion. And he brings a lot to this championship. Yep. I'm so glad he became the TNT champion.
Yeah.
That, it really was like, yay! Like,
did they change it again? They did, didn't they?
Yeah, it's like green and gold with white.
Wow. They changed that belt. So they've changed that belt 3 times now.
Nice. Let's see. Do you want me to read Matthew's political comment?
Sure.
Biden can't control shit and is using the sprinkles to avoid dealing with the economy, border, and crime. I'm sorry. Yeah, inflation is insane since he's been in office.
Okay, well, that was going to happen anyways, but I'm not going to support anybody or take away from anybody, but I am going to tell you some facts. He expanded indefinitely a border policy that Trump put in.
That is pretty funny, actually.
And I know that there's people that supported him because he was against that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And then he extended it indefinitely because it works. And it was basically keeping them out because of COVID.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, at this point, that's what it's for.
Anyways. Oh, the bunny.
The bunny
Layla
versus
Hirsch.
legit Lila Hirsch. Up next, huh? What, we were supposed to see Christian Cage talk with Tony Schiavone? We hear from him next? What's next? I don't know what's really next.
Everything's next.
I'm completely lost.
Layla Hirsch.
Sophie says the WWE is already talking to venues to put the Thunderdome if it gets bad again. And Alita says Georgia. Robbie says thought that guy was Kofi at first. Chris says exactly it is bullshit. LOL. Sophie says I know people who watch the news 24/7. So do we, and it's annoying because I don't want to listen to them talk. I seriously want them to never open their mouth.
I know multiple people that don't even listen to music in their car anymore. They just listen to political radio. And then, not only that, but when they're at home, they watch political shit. Hey, isn't that green? Mm-hmm. She got a dripstick?
Pabst Blue Ribbon. Oh, my God.
Is that a Pabst? It is. It's a Pabst Blue Ribbon commercial. That's
Impact's doing Pabst Blue Ribbon commercials.
fantastic.
That's awesome. She put it, so what she did is she put it in her water gun. She put the Pabst Blue Ribbon in there, and then they're like, what are you doing? She sprayed them with it, and so then they became rednecks.
That's how you get it done.
Sophie says, was there any chance that Omega would have signed with the WWE since they were looking to sign him before AEW was a thing?
Nope.
No, he definitely was never a big fan.
He got more money from New Japan than they were going to pay him.
Yeah, he's kind of very greedy, you could say.
Well,
and I don't think he likes the fascism of WWE, which that's kind of what they are. They're fascists in a way, in what they do.
No way he would ever go to
never
WWE.
Been
just like the Young
top
Bucks.
Guy.
The Young Bucks, they kept just upping and upping and upping the offers to him, and they're like, no. Yeah. We're going to make more on the independent circuit, and you can't bury us.
Yeah, and you can't make us not a tag team. We can always be a tag team.
Vince would have split them up.
This looks kind of cool. The Protege.
Nice.
August 20th. It's, Michael John Wick stuff. Nice. Michael Keaton, Samuel L. Jackson. I don't know who Maggie O is. Or Q, or whatever her name was.
It looks pretty good,
It's a Lionsgate. I don't know if we'll get it. Our place here doesn't like to play Lionsgate. Maybe it's changed since it became AMC, but when it was the one before that...
Right. Car 7 or whatever.
Carmike. They refuse to have Lionsgate movies in the theater. So annoying. So if you wanted to watch a Lionsgate movie, you had to fucking go to, up to the other city to watch it at the theater up there instead. It's so annoying. It's like, it's a good movie. Stop doing stupid shit. A-holes. Just play the movies. Stop playing your religious political garbage. Matthew says, T-Rex, seriously, check out Tamira Mensah stock. She's gold and patriotic. The news is focusing on bronze. Robbie says, Miro looks like Zangief from Street Fighter.
I mean, yes, I'll check that out, but no, we're not going to concentrate
Nobody
on
focuses
bronze.
on bronze. Those are the losers. Nobody cares about the bronze.
You know, we are getting destroyed, not in overall medal count, but in gold medals by China. Like, it's so weird. Like, this is the first Olympics where I've cheered against America.
That's what a lot of people said.
More often than not.
JP put out a YouTube thing, a YouTube comedy thing about
sad.
the Olympics,
I've always
right?
cheered for America.
And that's what people in the comments were saying. This is the first Olympics I've ever cheered against the U.S. Oh, the reason why I'm so excited that the women's soccer team lost, they knelt when they first came out onto the field.
Huh. That's very weird.
Not all of them, but most of them. Only 2 of them didn't. During the anthem, when they played the anthem.
That's just weird that they would do that.
Well, they're
Why
all
would they play the
cunts,
anthem?
So what do you expect? Well,
on the before the matches, they usually play it when you win gold.
Yeah, I don't know if it was during an anthem or if it was during some music stuff or what. But they came out on the field and they knelt. It was just gay, which they are. So makes sense, I guess.
Calm down. I have no idea. I haven't watched one of their matches. I don't know one player on the team. I don't know anything about...
women's, no matter what, women's soccer, America's women's soccer are losers. They're just garbage. Complete, utter garbage.
No, obviously that's an opinion.
Yeah, but they're still garbage, and that's what most people think of them. I'm sorry, but it's true.
I don't know anything.
Them and their crybaby ways, it's just dumb. Rob is like, Miro looks like Zangief from Street Fighter. Minikir says, I'm surprised Lana or CJ Perry is still out there as a free agent. Maybe she doesn't want to wrestle anymore. She might not. I mean, she could do a lot of different things. Sophie says, there are a lot of free agents from both this year and last year. Haven't shown up in any wrestling promotions. And Chris says, but Andrade has been all talk. He should have had a match by now. He did have a match when his debut. He had a match. So.
Yeah, he's had a match. He fought a couple weeks ago.
Yep. Benny Kidder says, Sophie, you should become a wrestling agent, LOL. Lita says, Miro has nice colored eyes.
Yes.
Matthew says, true. And Robbie says, Jared looks like he has just woken up. Benny Kidder says, I will take the bunny over Christian anytime and any day, right?
Yes,
Brad
absolutely.
Lopez is in the chat. Hey, Brad says,
Hey,
MJF
Brad.
best thing on the show. Matthew says,
Pretty damn
guilty.
good.
Chris says, Chelsea Green on Matt Cardona commercial. Yeah, because Chelsea Green is with Matt Cardona.
Yeah, they're married
Impact.
or gonna be.
Sophie says Dee seems more interested in this than she does on Monday or Friday nights. Brad Lopez says Brock would change everything. Vinder's like, get her done. Matthew's like, God bless y'all. I was like, let me never get a lift from Dee. Otherwise, I would have to listen to political radio and news in her car.
Oh, no.
You might have to put earplugs in your ears. Not because of not because of the talk or anything.
She listens to bass as she drives down the road. It's actually pretty funny. It's boom, 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 boom.
Brad says, why everyone like baby faces? I kind of like bad guys that are mean and cruel. Sophie says Young Bucks were part of the Impact roster at one point in their career. Brad Lopez says the Dudley Boys, and I'm a Cowboys fan, Brock Lesnar. Matthew says, we are Chinese Communist partying. Woo! Right? We're all like, for the Chinese Communists. Yay!
I know, isn't that
women's
tough?
Soccer team don't respect USA flag. They should be ashamed. Sophie says, I don't get why people watch the news anyway. I don't know why either. People is like, nah,
well, it's supposed to inform you,
like
but
who
it
we
doesn't.
like. Yeah, I mean, the news would be great if it just gave you news and informed you without opinions or bashing or anything else. I don't care. It's like, just do the news. I don't want your opinion. I just want the news. Report the fucking news. You know? Today
in the news, blah, blah, blah happened. That's
Yay! Okay, thank you. Now I can make up my mind whether I want to like it or not. Let's see. Ravi says, can Christian Cage still kick it anymore? I don't know. He seems to. Brad Lopez says, I think AEW copies TNA did. Ravi says, CJ Perry, she was a backup dancer for Pink, I heard.
She might have been. I don't know about that. That's pretty interesting. I do know that she was in the movies, the Pitch Perfect.
Yes. That's right, she was, huh?
1 and 2. She was a Barden Bella.
It's so weird. I have to watch him again because I don't remember her. She's not the one that's the...
She doesn't talk. She's just singing on stage at the very first. She's up there dancing.
Matthew says there was a story about a little boy who stuck his finger in a soccer player to stop a town from flooding. What was that called? Matthew's like, I impress myself sometimes. Chris says, oh, I'm sorry, but I feel like I've seen Bunny in porn before. Yes, I watched porn. Give me a break. I think you all have. Brad says, I hate the news negative. I like the weather girl. I don't like our weather girl.
Not our weather girl, but there's some weather girls out there that are worth watching.
So Travis and I had
made it side by side.
And we were watching the news here, and the weather girl came on, and he's like, oh my God, is that our weather girl? And I'm like, yeah, it's sad, huh? He goes, look at this one. He shows me a picture of a weather girl in Mexico, and he's like, which one would you rather watch? And I was like, the one from Mexico. Yeah, bad. Rob is like, big update with the bass in my old car. I blew my back speakers listening to Jay-Z. Whoops. Sophie says, I don't read books or the newspaper unless it is something I'm very interested in. I don't really read the newspaper either. Every once in a while I might read an article about something that's happening around in our town, but very rarely.
I feel like they need a current events section on the news so it's not actually opinions. Like, this is happening in your community.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're starting the news. Turn it off.
Right? Like, oh, good. We've got that.
Because I would watch that for 5 minutes. You're like, hey, there's going to be... We had Ice Cube come to town and perform, and I didn't know what happened.
Yeah. We had no idea it was
happening.
Until
a week later, I'm like, how is that not a thing that I would...
How is that not news?
Well, I don't watch the news, so...
I get it, but how is it not something that was put around on any kind of stuff? Like, how is it not something that's advertised? They advertise you every fucking else thing that you can look at. You look at one thing, you're like, oh, do you live in this area? Let's advertise this for you. And it's like, thanks. Appreciate it.
Anyways, so, no Ice Cube for Travis.
Matthew's like, Forbes is actually fair. It's capitalism news.
Woke up quick at about noon. Just thought that I had to be in Compton soon. That's easy, but still, same group.
Piccolo says, Chris, you have internet and not a creep. No shame on watching some healthy porn. That's right. Brad says in Miami. Chris says that there's NWA Women's Champ Camille. Brad says Vivian Gonzalez. Vindicator says, it's funny, I can't remember AEW ever having a women's main event match.
They did. It was Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker, and Thunder Rosa beat her.
Yep.
That was the main event, right?
I think so.
Yeah, that was the main event that night.
Yeah. So he says, now with Mass Mondays being back in effect, people will complain about it because it's stupid. And they're dumb. People need to just stand up. Stand up to tyranny.
No, it goes like this. If you want to wear a mask, please do so.
Yeah.
That's it.
But don't
Done.
make it a thing where you have to.
Don't tell anybody else to or anything like that. Just, if you want to wear a mask, please do. We understand. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my stance on masks.
Choices, people.
Don't tell somebody they shouldn't wear a mask. And don't tell somebody they should wear a mask. Just don't should on anybody. Just be happy that you have one.
Shouldn't be a mandate. Shouldn't be a mandate. Like, people have every right to wear a mask. Do it. But people should have the choice not to and not be ostracized and made out to be horrible people because of it. Brad says Dr. Britt versus Sasha is their dream match. Sophia says, I don't know how people who watch the news all day, every day don't get mad at themselves. They don't. They project it out to other people.
They do. Trust me, it's actually addictive. That feeling is one of the most addictive feelings there is on the planet. It's called slight agitation. Slight agitation is more addictive than dopamine, than crack cocaine, than methamphetamines. Slight agitation.
Layla Hirsch, the shorty pants. Up against
Look
the
up
poor
Andrew
bunny.
Heidemann. Anyways, he's a neuroscientist, and in the 60s, they did experiments with this. They took electrodes up to the brain,
Oh, mister.
and in those electrodes, you could push a button on a keypad and get a feeling. So you could have like a quick panic attack, and then the button that people would come across was that slight agitation. They click it, and they would click that more often than they would click. This is true, by the way. Look him up. Andrew Heidemann, I think his name. Anyways, they will click that more than they would just pure dopamine, which is, what's that pill that people take, or the shot that people take? Morphine. Or, no, it's called something else. What is it?
Are you talking about, like, illegal drugs? Heroin?
Heroin.
Okay.
It's more addictive than heroin.
You're talking about illegal things?
And that's why people watch the news. It's because it's more addictive. It's more addictive to drive in your car and complain about other drivers than doing heroin.
Right.
She's gonna break her arm. She's tapping. The bunny's tapping.
Oh. The bunny tapped out with her shoulder.
I think she's the only midget in wrestling.
In this one, maybe. Impact has,
Oh, do
what's
they
his
have
face,
some midgets?
Hornswoggle.
Oh, that's right.
He was in that commercial. You saw him.
Right, but I don't know if he wrestled.
I think he still does wrestling stuff. Remember he played AJ Styles?
Look at that. She wants the NWA Women's Championship.
Piccolo says, I go to a bookstore just about every month. And
I am
still
so
have an
glad
active
she's
library
there.
Card. Nice. I have an active library card. I
This
don't
is
go
what
to
the Women's
bookstores.
Championship
I buy
should look
books.
like right here.
Wow. I buy books off of Amazon, and I do buy Audible books.
The size difference. Although I think
She
might
has
have
heels
some
on,
fuck
about
me
like
boots.
3-inch heels on.
But that's what a champion looks like.
That's silly. Very silly. And that wasn't the main event because we still have more time.
Here's the future champion right here, because that's what she looks like. She needs to start wrestling.
Right?
And
I don't know who
just
she's
rolling
waiting
through people.
to wrestle. uh, okay.
What is she, the baddest bitch or something?
Yeah, something like that.
That bitch.
She usually says that. I was gonna say she always says that, so
She's that bitch.
she is. She
So
totally.
can I say that then?
She's that bitch. You can
So I
say
can
it.
say she's that bitch,
Yeah.
right?
Jade Cargill is that bitch.
Obviously, she's making a slogan.
Her thing.
That's her
That's
thing.
her slogan. That's her thing.
I just want to make sure I can't not say it.
Pico is like, yes, Florida weather girls are probably all nice. Maybe. Sophie said, now with the mask mandates being backfired, people complain about it. Brad Lopez says Dr. Britt versus Sasha Dream match. Sophie said, I don't know how people who watch this all day did themselves.
Like the guy on this Friday or this Saturday, the UFC fighter that's fighting in the main event.
Yeah.
He's the Black Beast.
Right.
Right? Like, so I can say that.
That's his nickname.
Because that's his...
That's his calling card. That's his nickname. That's how he's known
brand.
in his thing or whatever. Matthew says, gotta go underground. Sophie says, I also know people who supported Donald Trump when he was president. There's a lot of people who did. Brad says, I watch cartoons. Is that bad? No, dude, I watch cartoons too. Still too. Travis watches cartoons. Just, I mean, everybody
I watch cartoons
stuff.
every night before I go to bed, except for this last week because the Olympics have been on.
Yeah. Robin says, it was probably advertised on Facebook or Instagram. I don't think it was, because if it was advertised there or something, one of Travis's friends would have probably said something to him.
Yeah, not one person said a word.
So.
By the way, this is the main event. Of course it is.
Yes. That's why I said the girls wasn't the main event. Matthew says, T-Rex Dane group, that's racist. Vindicator says, only news I watch is updates about wrestling that Sophie gives us in the chat. Chris says, our weather women here in Texas are the best. I got my hand in my pants the whole time. Just kidding. Oh, jeez, Chris. Matthew says, Joe is back, and that's pretty cool. He's still a beast and has a good run left in him. Yeah, on NXT. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I think it's weird that they put him in that. They put him over there as a manager type thing, and then now they're letting him be a wrestler. It's kind of weird to me. Robbie says, do you still wear a mask when you're out or in shops? No, I don't. Nope. Sophie says, I only wear a mask when I go somewhere. I hate it, but I also don't mind it at the same time. Brad says, I want fans at every football game. Matthew says, microaggressions for the victims of slight agitation. Sophie says, do you see Ric Flair showing up in AEW?
Yes.
Maybe. Robbie,
100%. I see him showing up. Because he wants to do something in wrestling. And that's what, I don't know if you read what he had wrote about being released. He just said that WWE wanted to go a different direction than he wanted to go with his wrestling stuff.
Right.
I'm like, you better not be wrestling.
Right. Yeah. You've had how many heart attacks and everything else is wrong with you? You old. Ravi says D would be a good news anchor. I mean, I doubt
Daphne
it.
Daphne
But... Travis spits his toothpick out at everybody in his excitement.
Breaking news, Daphne Culpepper.
I would tell her how it was. I wouldn't give my opinion. I would really try hard never to give my opinion.
Whatever, this is you. Anyways, the U.S. gymnasts.
Okay, so I would give the news and then I would try to keep my opinions to myself.
She'd be like,
I can keep my opinions to myself.
Women's soccer got a bronze today.
I cannot be myself. And not have opinions around people. I do it all the time. Vindicator says Bunny slapping herself is very sexy. Brad's like, Adderall? Matthew's like, oh, this is why Wrestling Gab is on point. A moment with Sir Travis, right? Robbie says, Sophie Rick should stay at home. Sophie says, would you be surprised if Adam Cole resigns with the WWE? Not necessarily.
I think he fits right where he's at.
Sophie says, I read every Harry Potter book and I watched every Harry Potter movie.
Good deal. Do you like them?
Ravi says, Rick is one who away from being done out here. Chris says, damn, Camille is so hot. That must have been Camille.
It is.
The one.
Yeah.
Vindicator says, whoever that is with NWA belt looks like a discount Mandy Rose. Oh, man.
Taller and thinner.
Piccolo says, it's still cool to have the forbidden door wide open in wrestling. Sophie says, who is surprised that Raw ratings went up this week?
I'm not.
Not really, because they actually did stuff, and they have
10 matches
fans.
the week before, 10 matches last week. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes up next week.
Chris says Jade Cargill versus Camille, LOL. That would be a good one.
Yeah,
Robbie
not
says
out of the
this
gate,
woman should fight Banks.
because they don't want to put the title on Jade, and I don't think Jade wants to lose anytime soon.
Yeah.
Jade's the next women's champion.
Right.
I honestly think that. So as long, maybe they can hold her off until February, or even Memorial Day.
September or May.
No, May.
Oh, okay, next May.
February's the next pay-per-view. Well, this one, and then February.
Oh.
Right? Wait, no, they'll have one in December, don't they?
I thought they had one in December, but...
Because there's 4 a year. This would be 3. So,
Yeah.
there'll be one in December. So, either December, February, or May is when they'll put the title on Jade. If she hits, right? If people like her. And I think they will. I don't know why they wouldn't.
Matthew says, I think AEW has overflowed their roster. They only have one night and a limited online following. I think they're going to become toxic because of the limited airtime.
Yeah, they are starting a new show called Rampage on Fridays, but it's at 10 p.m. Eastern. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Mm-hmm. Sophie says, I'm rewatching Everybody Loves Raymond and King of Queens on the nights wrestling isn't on, or the days I don't watch wrestling. Cool. Alita says, wonder what her real hair looks like under that lace front wig. I don't know.
No clue.
Grant T says, hey, sorry I'm late. You should be apologizing.
I'm just glad that you made it.
Beagle says, this man right here, Malachi, better be a future champion. And Ayla's like, sorry, I'm back. Oh, God, why are you here? I'm just kidding. Alita's like, I love Cat Dog. Ayla says, I know y'all were super worried. Yeah, you were gone. What the hell? Sophie says, all of Ric Flair's friends are in AEW. Yeah, so that's why you should go there. Chris says, Malachi Black interests kind of like Cross. Sophie says, I love The Simpsons and Family Guy. Robbie says, all black does he ever speak? Yes, he does speak.
He does. He's pretty good at it.
Sophie says, I love both the movies and books, but I like the movies better.
What? No, you don't. You've never read the books.
To each their own. I actually enjoy the books way better. Robbie says, what's better, Simpsons or Family Guy?
Simpsons, maybe?
It depends on what kind of sense of humor you like. The Simpsons are more wholesome in their sense of humor, where Family Guy is more of like fart jokes and weird. I mean, I find it funny sometimes. Not every episode am I like, haha, this is hilarious. But there are some of them that I do actually utilize, because our female dog is named Megara, but we call her Meg. And that's a character on Family Guy. And in one episode, anytime anybody said Meg, her dad, I can't even remember his name on the show, her dad would go, every time anybody said Meg. So if they said Meg, it was like, anytime her name was said.
All right. So this is only going to be a 12-minute match?
Maybe.
Now, Cody usually beats the new guys. So, let's see what ends up happening here. But we get to see Black unleashed, right?
Yes.
This is going to be Black.
Yeah.
So this is what he can do. We never got to see what he could do in WWE.
Ravi says Jade versus Banks would be a decent match.
Yes.
I would rather put Jade versus Bianca Belair, actually, because they're a little bit better matchup.
A little bit stronger, size-wise.
Jade's pretty strong. She could throw Brandy Rhodes around like nothing. Like nothing, and that's about how big Sasha Banks is.
Yeah, Sasha's not very big.
She's not very big, and so I kind of get scared when those little girls fight with those bigger ladies, because bad things can happen.
Yes. Well, bad things can happen with bigger ladies, but...
Well, I mean, two big girls together, yes.
Oh, breaking his eyes.
Cheater.
Malachi.
Cheater. Sophie says Roman is almost hitting his 1 year mark. Robbie says it's the Friday show on TNT. Yes.
Yes, but at 10 p.m. Eastern, guys. That's when people are going to the bars. They're going out to get you some.
Robbie says no one should have a hairstyle like Nia's. Alita says, leave Nia alone. Exactly.
I agree.
Carter says, I'm not sure, but I think Cody really loves America, or just has a fetish for flags. But I know his dad was the American Dream. Yeah, his little tattoo he has is like the American Nightmare tattoo.
Yep, the American Dream.
But Sophie says it took me a long time to read every Harry Potter book.
It can't. You know what?
They are long.
Listen to this cool story. I went to a yard sale and got one. They wanted $1.50 for it. Talked them down to $1 for a first edition Harry Potter. Goblet of Fire, 4th book.
He's a weirdo.
Now I have 2 of them. But it's a first edition, so that's way cool.
Yeah, it's great.
For $1.
Robbie says Family Guy has hidden jokes. Yeah, it's very adult orientated. Sophie says I also saw the Harry Potter prequel movies. Matthew says Braun and Black would be cool. Family Guy and such have a lot of minor jokes involving sex. Yep, Robbie says, what's
Cody
better?
moves out of the way! Crossroads! Oh.
Here's a good one for you. What's better, the Flintstones or Scooby-Doo?
Oh, fuck. Scooby-Doo. I have to. Flintstones are part of my DNA, but Scooby-Doo is just on another level. The originals.
Did you continue recording those? Those Scooby-Doos?
Yeah, I don't know if they're still on there or what.
Oh.
I haven't looked.
Ouch, he went through the table. His face looks like it doesn't feel good. Chris says, LOL, Katie gave his weight belt to the family with a girl with headphones on.
Oh, the little girl? That's cute. She's the one that wasn't watching.
Oh, it might be really loud in there, too. Kind of like, you know how they always tell you to put those on your kids when you take them to those one things?
Monster truck.
Or she might be autistic, for all we know. She gets too excited.
She's probably very autistic. Artistic.
Yes, artistic. Sophie says Scooby-Doo. Vinegar says, I was worried you might have been kidnapped, Ayla. Grant T's like, message retracted. Robbie says, nah, not Bella. She's a fraud.
There he is, sitting in the middle of the ring.
He is. Just sitting there, waiting. He's got to wait
Cody
for him.
going to get in? How long does it take you to count to 10? It's so close.
He barely made it.
9.5. Only half of his body made it in.
Matthew says, no shit, Black is up. 10 minutes? Good. Get to 10 minutes, go. This ought to be good. Gertie says, Cody Rhodes is just so cool. Rob's like, Dia, don't matter about size. It's about the wrestling.
Right, but they can get hurt. And you want to be able to see them do what they can do. But when they wrestle like Alexa Bliss's and Sasha Banks's, they have to not do what they can do. Because they might hurt
Rhea
them.
Ripley's and he used to be Natalia's. He lost. Cody Rhodes lost. Aleister Black or Malachi Black got the win. Cody Rhodes lost.
And not only lost, but emphatically.
What?
There's still a lot of time left, too.
That's insane.
They could put another match on.
Right? That's cray-cray. Let's see. Sophie says, I even took one of the books with me to camp when I used to go. Nice.
Oh, that's fun.
Matthew says, Cody's tat is cool, but in the wrong place. Yeah, because it's on his neck.
Yeah.
Vindicator says, Travis is the man with the plan, saving himself 50 whole cents. You should be a hostage negotiator. Talk them out of holding someone for a king's ransom.
I'm down. I could do hostage negotiation, I think.
Sophie says, what's better, the Flintstones or the Jetsons?
Flintstone.
Chris says, through the table. Wow, Cody lost, Sophie says. And Chris says, Black beat Cody? Yes, it happened. Yep.
Knight Rider or Gilligan's Island? Let's play this game. Let's have fun. Gilligan's Island.
Alita says, King of the Hill was awesome. Now that was funny. That one's good. I like King of the Hill. Sophie says, I remember...
That one came from Beavis and Butthead. Mm-hmm. That was their neighbor. That was Hank Hill.
Yeah. Sophie says, I remember Cody Rhodes' Stardust as his last gimmick before he got released by the WWE.
Yep.
Is he broken? Why did they give him a crutch?
Because he kicked him in the leg.
Oh. What?
He's fine.
He's like, I forgot. What'd you ask?
Cody knows exactly what he's doing in this company.
Right.
He's not the Young Bucks. He's not trying to carry the company on his freaking shoulders.
Right.
Holding the title. He's the man. He's the one in charge.
He is the company, basically. Yeah.
And he's like, I'm not going to have the title.
Mm-hmm.
Is he retiring?
Sophie says, I remember Cody... Oh, I wasn't born when both Gilligan's Island and Knight Rider were on. That's okay. You can still like them. Robbie says, I like Beavis and Butthead. Still funny.
I'm sure it is. I need to actually watch some of that old shit. I loved it. I love that they did it to the music videos. Mm-hmm. So there was actually music videos on at the time. This sucks.
Look how short that crutch is. They got him a baby crutch.
That's hilarious.
They brought out, what's our Hirsch's crutch.
All right. I think he's going to retire, guys. He's been doing this since he was 15. Talking about WWE. Vince said you weren't a competition.
I think that's why he's saying they are competition. Oh, Sophie, we're quiet because we're listening to Cody talk.
Yeah, sorry about that.
He's giving a speech about stuff. He's just talking.
It's like he's retiring or something.
It's almost like he's making his retirement speech. So maybe that's why he's talking like it's a retirement because it's Staley's place, it's homecoming, and they might not come back kind of stuff.
No better place than Daly's place.
Right? AEW. Vindicator's like, I guess Black won't be a jobber, at least for the first 4 weeks. After that, it'll probably all downhill. But anyway, you guys have fun tonight. Let's see if we can repeat it on Friday. Take care. Bye, Vin. Thanks.
Looking forward to it.
Oh, he's gonna cry. He's gonna cry. Crying's happening.
There's no crying in
wrestling.
wrestling.
Are you crying? There's no crying in wrestling.
I think he's gonna leave his wrestling boots in the ring.
Is he retiring?
Old Undertaker adage.
Is he done?
You leave your boots in the ring when you're done. Calling it quits. Look behind him.
Oh, you can't quit.
Black's like, hey.
Jokers. He's like, you can't quit yet. We have unfinished business, my friend. He's like, this? Is he going to chuck it in the audience, or is he going to keep it for himself?
I figure he just beat him with it.
He's like, I'm going to keep it for a trophy. Has he retired Cody Rhodes? I doubt it.
That's it, guys.
Matthew says, that was too fast, Knight Rider. Piccolo says, I loved every second of it. Right? Sophie says, what's better, Bewitched or I Dream of Jeannie? Matthew's like, WTF.
I don't even know if I could answer that one. I don't know enough about it. I'd just have to binge both of them.
Right? Alita says, Gilligan's Island and Bewitched. Sophie says, I like Ren and Stimpy more than Beavis and Butthead. Robbie said, who is the main event on Scummer Scam? Don't know.
Yes, we do.
We know who the main event's going to be on SummerSlam?
Whatever Roman Reigns does.
Oh, I guess that guy. Sophie says Baywatch or Saved by the Bell.
Ooh.
Depends on what, if you're talking to, like, boys that are...
That's a tough one because Saved by the Bell is a classic, but it's not good. Right? Like, I loved it, but it's horrible. Like, you couldn't watch it. But it's near and dear to my heart because I was a kid one day when it was on, but I could never watch it again. Like, the stories, it was all about Zach just being a shallow douche.
Okay, Travis would watch Baywatch right now.
But I would watch Baywatch.
He would totally watch Baywatch. Why? Because they have women running down the beach with their boobs jumping around everywhere.
Carmen Electra and
he is a boy.
Pamela Anderson.
I know exactly which one that answer is. Moving on. Matthew says Cody is jobbing for Tony and they are eating 5+ minutes on a heartbreak. Lita said Saved by the Bell. Robbie says, is Booker T a good pundit in terms of his opinions?
Who?
Booker T.
Yeah, I like Booker T. He's going to be the mayor of Houston one day.
Sophie says, isn't Cody too young to retire, though? Yeah, that's why it was probably like a little mimic thing or whatever. It's probably part of their storyline with Black.
He's running the company. Like, he can do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
And he'd be fine stepping away. They might be like, hey, look, we have too many guys, so we're going to have to get rid of somebody. He's like, let's get rid of me first.
Yeah. Matthew says, insert 50 cents and see the whole show. Sophie says, which show was better this week, AEW or Raw, since you don't watch NXT?
This one.
Yeah.
The wrestling's always a little bit better on here, but the wrestling's getting way better on Raw.
Robbie says, D, he's crying like your friend Liv. Your friend Liv. I've heard how much you like her. Krista says, why is Cody retiring? I don't know if he really is. Sophie says, we know D hates crying. Yes, there shouldn't be any crying. Chris says, Malachi Black from behind. Yes, and Sophie says, married with children or all in the family. Lita says, with
I don't know what
socks.
All in the Family is, so I have to go with Married with Children.
Oh, Lita says with blue socks. Yeah, he's wearing blue socks now. Robbie says, MacGyver, was that a good show? Yeah. MacGyver was awesome.
MacGyver? What was the one with Chuck Norris?
Walker, Texas Ranger. Chris says, I know Cody was all over everything, but he needs one AEW title. He had the TNT one.
He did.
He started out with that one. He just said he would never go after the main title. That was kind of like their big thing when they first started, that they would never put the titles on themselves as they run the company. But then the Young Bucks did it.
The Bucks did it, and Kenny Omega's doing it. Because those are the 4 main guys.
Matthew says Saved by the Bell was good but sucked, and Baywatch sucked but has boobs. Yeah, yes. You said it. Matthew says he isn't Vince McMahon, right? Robbie says, but is Booker T a good pundit? I don't know what that means, Robbie.
Sure.
Pundit?
He's
sure. Alita says, good night, fam. And Matthew says, in living color seals the case. There you go. That's end of story. In living color, they're done. No more TV shows. Sophie says, Scrubs or House, which show was better? And Alita says, Raw. I would say House because Scrubs is a comedy and House is more of a drama series. So I really wouldn't. I don't think you can even put them together in the same type of show thing, whatever. They're each their own thing. If you like comedies, Scrubs.
ER or Grey's Anatomy?
That would work better. Anyways, we're going to leave, everybody. We're going to be back on Friday, though, for SmackDown. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight for AEW. We didn't see... Did we see any, surprises or special things? I don't remember seeing anybody special.
Malachi Black knocked Cody completely out.
Okay, yeah, but he was there. We knew he was having a match, so that's no surprise. All right, everybody. Anyways, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. We really appreciate all of you. Thank you again. Tell your friends, tell a family, tell a stranger about Wrestling Gab.
We'll be here on Friday. Thanks for watching Wrestling Gab. Bye-bye.
Bye.